Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to this week's Smackdown live review. I've got a few gripes that I just want to get out of the way first, a few moans about this week's episode, and I want to get them out of the way because this week's episode was fantastic, really enjoyed it. There's a lot of positives. If I was to grade it, I would say it was a B, or if I was going to do it out of 10, I'd say it was about an 8. It wasn't faultless, but I really enjoyed it. But let's go through those faults anyway. Jack Swagger seems to have taken Del Rio's spot. Obviously, Del Rio's left the business now. It can't be a coincidence that Swagger turns up and jumps from Raw and goes over to Smackdown. He's not the right person to be in that spot. He's not been booked correctly, and I'm sure they could book him better going forward, but he's not a character that people are invested in. I think it would have been wiser to have just called up someone from NXT, Bobby Roode, Austin Aries, any of those kind of talents. Cien Almas might have not been the worst. He's struggling to find his feet down in NXT. Perhaps he just bypasses that. Perhaps he bypasses it, comes up, and then, he offers something a little bit different. Certainly whilst Kalisto's off injured at the moment. And I didn't like how he said that he's going to give us something new and then finishes his promo with "We the People." Kurt Hawkins, I'm not on board at all. I've got nothing against Kurt Hawkins. I think that he's a solid worker. Never anything spectacular, and he's good on the indie scene. He'll be as good as Jinder Mahal is on Raw. So in that regard, I haven't got a problem. But I just hate this gimmick. It's Chuck Norris. All of these lines I've heard a million times before. They're not original. I don't find them funny anymore as a result. And it's just his whole gimmick and character just does not feel fresh or interesting. Wyatt and Orton, just awful, just bland, which is worst thing that you can be. Same old promos, same old shtick, RKO, don't care. Really dragged it down for me. Really took a bit of pace out of the show. But that's it. That's my moans done, and let's get to why it was so good. You go back to the start. AJ Styles comes out, new champion. Good response from the crowd. Out comes John Cena, which was a bit of a surprise. Wasn't expecting him back so soon. And out comes Ambrose. Now the three-way between these guys was brilliant. They all got shots in. Cena probably did the best because he referenced that Stone Cold podcast and said that Stone Cold was right. You have gone off the boil, and you could kind of see that really got to Dean, and that actually prompted Cena chants from the crowd. First time I've heard Cena chants in a long time. So the crowd were clearly buying into what Cena was saying. Really strong. Led to a triple threat being announced for No Mercy for the title, which I think is very exciting. I'm on board with that. And it also led to one of the best bits of booking I have seen in any wrestling show in a long time. It's a separate point, but we might as well just go right into it, and that is the main event, and more specifically, James Ellsworth, right? Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are just not going to get this James Ellsworth thing, right? He's a jobber, and now they've put him in the main event. What are they doing? Have they lost their minds? Are they taking the mick out of him? Are they taking the mick out of the business? Should be that you've got big stars in the main event. And The Miz would agree with you, but that is what makes it so wonderful, right? James Ellsworth was an opponent for Braun Strowman, and he's got quite a distinctive look. He's different, basically. He looks different, and as a result of his promo that he cut, and as a result of the fact he was a jobber, and it's the first time we'd seen a jobber in a long time, there was just a load of stuff that came together and just meant that he was loved by the internet community, right? The internet wrestling community. And I saw mock-ups of him on posters for shows, on the front cover of 2K17. There was memes that were doing the rounds. Proper people were into him, right? And what I love about the fact that they have brought him back for this is that was, what, a month or so ago? And you'd think that it was done. So no one is expecting James Ellsworth to be revealed as AJ Styles' mystery partner, right? And so when that moment comes and you're like, right, who's it going to be? And it goes across and he's just stood there. It is a real surprise. It's a real surprise. But not only that, it gives something back to the loyal fans, to the internet wrestling community, because it's like, you got behind this guy, well, look, we're going to showcase him. Here you go. We're going to bring him back on the show. If you like him, you've got to say you've got a voice. We heard what you said. We're going to bring him back, you know, and use him in some kind of an angle, right? Brilliant. That makes me feel like I've got a voice to a degree. Yeah, I liked that guy. He entertained me. I'd like to see him again. And bang, they bring him back. But not only that, right? It was done at the expense of The Miz. The Miz at the moment, you know, wants to renegotiate his contract, wants more money, wants more exposure. And Daniel Bryan brings this jobber back and puts him in the main event. That was meant to annoy The Miz, and it did annoy The Miz. And, you know, they could have very simply not bothered with any of that and just had The Miz and AJ Styles teaming from the start. That just wouldn't have been exciting, would it? You know, that just wouldn't... I think the Cena and Ambrose side is quite exciting, but seeing The Miz team up with AJ Styles, I don't think really that many people are into that. This way, it drew heat on The Miz. I mean, I've got a reaction video, and I'll be honest, right? I was kind of laughing along with it. It's like, can't believe it's James Ellsworth. The Miz has jumped on him. Miz, Jesus, yeah? But when The Miz grabs his face and is like humiliating him in front of the camera, I genuinely get annoyed. And at the end of that reaction video, I'm actually in a strop. I'm genuinely like, Miz has gone too far, man. Miz has gone too far. That guy's got a family and you're going to humiliate him like that on TV. It drew heat from me. He's gone too far. He's gone too far. You know, that is a guy, that is an indie worker who wanted to be a wrestler, day in, day out, you know, puts the graft in, does it because he loves it. He's not in any films, he's not doing it to, you know, because he wants to be on red carpets, he's doing it because he wants to be a wrestler. And WWE have given him an opportunity, and now he could be in a main event and you know, just get a chance to wrestle John Cena, get a chance to be in there with Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles, and it's just wicked. It's wicked to see someone like that get that opportunity, and The Miz took it away. Came down, scored crushing finale, humiliated the guy, threw him away, and it drew heat. So, you know, it really ticked so many boxes that I just thought it was wonderful. I thought that, you know, it furthered Daniel screwing over The Miz. I think it got heat on The Miz character. I think that it said to the internet wrestling community, here's a guy you like, we're going to use him. What you say does matter. And it's just great for James Ellsworth as well, you know, national TV exposure. And seeing that, you know, they put a graphic up and it's got Cena and Ambrose on the one side, and then the other side it had AJ Styles and James Ellsworth. It was like, I can't believe it. It's as if they've taken a meme or a graphic that's been on Twitter and they've gone, should we do something with this? It was wonderful. I absolutely loved it. I wasn't expecting it. It surprised me, and that's what wrestling should do. That's what wrestling should do. Another plus point for me, new faces. I know that I've moaned about Kurt Hawkins, and I know I've moaned about Jack Swagger, but I do like the fact that we have seen some fresh faces, even if their gimmicks aren't right. And not only that, you get new kind of attire and new look for the Usos. There was also a new look for the Ascension. They had like white face paint. I think they had like red contacts in. They didn't have the shoulder pads. They came down and challenged Slater and Rhino, I really thought that we could be in for a title change, because I know Rhino is going off to do political stuff soon. And so now that Slater's got his contract, I didn't know if they might just do this shock, title change. I would have been fine with it. I do like the Ascension, but yeah, it didn't come to pass. So yeah, I think new looks and fresh faces is only welcome. And talking of welcome, Alexa Bliss. Alexa Bliss winning was very welcome, because I just think that I singled her out for her performance at Backlash. It's great that those booking the show have kind of recognised her abilities as well. I think that an Alexa Bliss Becky Lynch feud could be absolutely fascinating. I think both are good talkers, and actually Alexa Bliss on Talking Smack did a fantastic job. They did a great job. They did a great job. We're already got feuds that are falling into place. I think that they are doing everything they can at the moment to kind of maximise the show using the talent that they've got. I just think that they've missed out on the likes of Bayley, the likes of Balor, and now they get a vacancy and they get Jack Swagger. It's like no one's helping them out here. No one's throwing them a bone. They could really do with someone from NXT, an Austin Aries, as I said, or a Bobby Roode, or someone like that. Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Give the video a like if you liked it, and if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. I really would appreciate it. Think that's everything from me, and hopefully see you again next time. Bye for now.